That the Golden Knights have done the unthinkable and snapped the Oilers' incredible, historic winning streak. The streak stops at 16, one away from matching the NHL record set by the Pittsburgh Penguins in the 90s. The defending Cup champs come away with a win, thanks in large part to Adin Hill in goal. And, Connor McDavid afterwards said, yeah, we move on. You knew they weren't going to go winning the rest of the regular season, but if there was a game they were going to lose, it had to be this one, right? I'm pretty sure a lot of us around here called it because you're going into a tough barn in Vegas, and you already came off, a 10-day break?
Yeah, I called it.
You called it. You're so smart.
I called it. But we talked about it. I watched that game last night. They outplayed Vegas for the majority of that game. They had the better chances. I just think it was, again, Adin Hill coming in, standing tall, and that defensive structure that they have Vegas just kind of kept them in it. But it's one of those games that, I don't think you hang your head if you're Edmonton.
Absolutely not. You hear it all the time. Focus on the process. Focus on the process. And you and I have both been a part of how many games where you have completely outplayed your opponent. You win in every category except for the score. And a lot of it has to run into a red-hot goaltender. There's no remedy for a red-hot goaltender. Throw a sink at him or maybe run him like the old days.
Yeah, run him a little bit. I mean, Hilly, they have to – I think it gives them a little bit even more juice going into the playoffs, because they're going to make the playoffs, and they're probably going to hit it. And look at this, just to back up our knowledge of watching the game. I mean, this is our Mike Kelly nerd alert sport logic, but – I mean, their ozone possession time, they were just in the Vegas end all night. Their high danger scoring chances for fans home, HDFC.
Wow.
They were around the net more. I was like, they're going to win this game, but it's the whole game until Vegas made it 2-1. And then you just saw Vegas. The thing with Vegas that makes them so good is they just never panic. They stay in their structure. And it seems like they get tighter and tighter as the game goes on. And they start, as soon as they get that lead late, they just give up less and less chances. And, I mean, they just frustrated Edmonton a little bit, but if I'm Edmonton, you're taking this game and you want Vegas in the playoffs because you know you can outplay them.
Yeah, you focus on the positives and move on. I love what Connor said. Hey, water off the duck's back, moving on, and to go along with Vegas. Yeah, I'm sure they feel a little disrespected for not really getting a lot of respect for maybe trying to go back to back here. Yeah. This team just won last year, and it just seems like they just can't get any respect. And I think they took that game as you know what, this is a point where we're going to show we're a better team, or we can be a better team than the hottest team in the NHL.
How about the fact that they were plus money to win on home ice? Again, this is one of the toughest barns in the league to play in, and they're plus money to win?
I should have just stayed with that on the prop bet.
Should have.
I ended up adding Marchessault goal, and I was like, here comes the empty netter.
Marchie did have a point, right? I think maybe one.
No, I don't. Yeah, he did have one on it. He had on the Stevenson goal. He made a great pass from behind the net.
Yeah, well, so Vegas is continuing to be Vegas. Meanwhile, Edmonton's streak comes to an end at 16. We do have some notes just to kind of recap that incredible streak because it was still a franchise record. Yeah. They blew that out of the water.
It's incredible.
Lasted 46 days. It was before Christmas when they last lost. Outscored their opponents, oh my goodness, 61-24. And look at the defense. That to me is the biggest reason that this team might actually be the real deal. And I'm still a little bit on the fence.
Real deal James Neal?
Maybe. More than that even.
Yeah, more than
because
that.
Because they allowed 2 or fewer goals in those final 14 games. That, Edmonton used to win because Connor had 4 points on every single night. Right now, I mean, don't get me wrong, he still had tons of points per game. But they didn't need him to, right? And aren't his goal totals, isn't he somewhere around the 20-goal mark? And we're more than halfway through the season. That's great. They shouldn't need him to provide the offense every single night. And they proved in this winning streak that they don't.
Well, and he said it. Been there, done that. He's won the scoring races. I mean, call it what you will. Chris Knobloch effect, the buy-in to defense as a team, depth scoring. I mean, so much is going right for them in this streak. But we were talking about it before in the meeting. We're like, I want them to get this record, but it's good for them that they're going to hopefully get a little adversity going in and see if they can just get right back into their winning ways. Because if you look at their schedule coming up, I mean, that's a winnable game in Anaheim. LA's kind of been teetering, and that's their first game coming off the bye week. Yeah. So, I mean, they're coming straight from Cabo Wabo and the Nowhere Bar right to the ice surface, and Edmonton's kind of raring to go. So, I mean, they can just go and start another winning streak right away.
Absolutely, and I fully expect them to do so because of how they played last night. It wasn't like they fell on their face in Vegas. They know they outplayed them. They know they played great hockey, and if they continue playing that hockey, they're going to win. Not all the rest of their games, but they're certainly going to win the majority of the rest of their games and probably sneak into a better spot.
Well, they're back checking. They're everybody's body. You can see it, blocking shots, and it's like to a man. It's the accountability. You see it on the ice. And I mean, defensively, and Stuart Skinner, I said it yesterday, I've eaten my words. He's so calm in the net right now. No rebounds. He's playing the puck really well. So he's breaking them out cleaner. It's been great.
Yeah, and I love what you brought up, that defensive structure. That buy-in for their defensive structure. It's the old cliche, defense wins championships, but it's true.
Yeah.
Look at Vegas last night.
Amen.
They stick with their structure.
They realize they've got the skill up front to score the goals. They've got to figure out how to stop and shut down their own end. In the last 16 games, they've done it almost to perfection.